Do you feel you've been ejected from pretty much all NHS care? At every turn, any treatment doors are closed right in front of you, leaving you wondering, oh, what can I do? Where can I go next? Well, I wonder if mentioning this to Care Opinion can help. A few years back, I gave this a try and it did raise awareness. I created a profile on Care Opinion. That's me. Can you hear hoofbeats? So if you go into Care Opinion, you log in, create a login profile. You can tell them your story. What is your story? Well, the title I'm giving this one is Being Ejected from NHS Care. After giving your story a title to say what it's about, you then have a text box that you can use up to 1,000 words, not 1,000 characters, 1,000 words to say what had happened and how it made you feel and things like that. And for me, well, my blood pressure is making it too dangerous to investigate my increasing medical conditions. Yet, the consultants assessing my blood pressure identify it as completely normal. Last year, I found myself in A&E 3 times for severe digestive pain, vomiting, and other nasty stuff. From those visits, I ended up in the acute assessment unit, the clinical assessment unit, and also managed to get into the surgical assessment unit. On one visit, they restored my blood pressure from dangerously low to a normal level and then discharged me. That was only for the abnormal response to return the next day. Another visit, that provided me with an appointment to return for an endoscopy. But that investigation could not be completed due to my dangerously high blood pressure. So another appointment for a repeat breathing on exertion test, which had previously highlighted an abnormal heart response. This was also cancelled to dangerously high blood pressure. So the abnormal heart response had to be left uninvestigated at that point. Now, my GP does his best, but finding my condition beyond his level of ability and experience, he sent me into the acute assessment unit to have this strange blood pressure that I've got checked out, in the hope that, well, maybe cardiology could eventually get in there and check it out. In the acute assessment unit, the consultant of acute medicine, I guess she is, Dr. Rutledge, arranged for a 24-hour blood pressure measurement. And after reviewing the results, she said my blood pressure was completely normal and was the same as in a previous 24-hour measurement a few years ago. The dangerous highs were put down to severe white coat hypertension, and a note would be added to my medical record to say so that, well, there wouldn't be any problems in the future. Now, that previous 24-hour blood pressure test was carried out by Dr. McPherson in endocrinology as a part of another investigation where she said that should all your hormonal profile be normal, she said, I plan to refer you on to cardiology for their specialist input into as to what antihypertensive medications would be best. Good. But when the results from that hormonal profile eventually came back and they were normal, I was never sent on to cardiology. It was missed. That first 24-hour blood pressure test gave a high of 213 over 120 and a low of 70 over 45. Go on, you tell me that's normal. In fact, an attempt before that to fit me with a 24-hour monitor, blood pressure monitor, was cancelled because they couldn't get the monitor to safely be attached without potentially causing nasty bruising to my arm because the pressure was dangerously high. So, you see in this pattern? So, I'll have to scroll this a wee bit at a time. With Dr. Rutledge's reassurance that I had completely normal blood pressure and that simply having a white coat hypertension should not lead to procedures being cancelled, I made a request to have my breathing on exertion test rescheduled as it was now confirmed to be safe to proceed with, and, well, I wanted to see if the previously noted abnormal heart response was still present, because you don't want to have an abnormal heart response and, well, not have it looked into. So, just before Christmas last year, 2025, last month, December, the breathing on exertion test was rescheduled. And after checking, double checking, trying a different blood pressure monitor, setting me in a different position, no, it wasn't possible to find a combination that would provide blood pressure recording that assured the respiratory team that I could safely proceed. No, it's not going to happen. Instead, I was assessed with a walking test, walking back and forward along the corridor as a breathing assessment, which did not involve heart monitoring. So, well, that abnormal heart response detected on the breathing on exertion test the first time round has still not been reevaluated, despite the extreme efforts of respiratory team to try and try again and try further. They've sort of gone above and beyond, but it's just not safe. So, the story above, that's not the only time. It's happened several times before and appears to be getting much worse with time. My blood pressure response is now becoming so acute, it's preventing my other long-term conditions and the newer developing conditions that are coming on from being investigated. I am being ejected from NHS care because of a blood pressure problem. So, it can't be it can't be both. Either my blood pressure is worryingly abnormal and needs to be corrected, or it is normal and all of the medical investigations into my other health conditions can safely go ahead. Well, which one is it? It can't be both. One or the other, can't have it both ways. So as I mentioned at the start, this is not something that can be corrected by, okay, this part I didn't mention at the start, but this thing that I'm mentioning here is not something that can be corrected by the patient relations or complaints team. as they failed to help me the last time that I contacted them. So no point in doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome, is there? Now, if you want, you can read about my previous post a few years ago under the name, try that again, it's there, all one word, Can You Hear Hoofbeats? Instead of my name, Alan Diamond, which I used in an attempt to provide some anonymity. And this is what I mentioned earlier. Unfortunately, my version of a rare condition means that my identity is immediately obvious as soon as I start to talk about it. So this time round, I've waived the option of anonymity here. No, it's me, Alan Diamond. You know who I am anyway from my condition. So if NHS Forth Valley Hospital management are prepared to help fix this array of issues and are happy that the outcome is updated here on my channel, there on Care Opinion, then I would welcome their contribution. But without that, this will simply be confirmation to others going through a similar experience that, well, they're not the only one, but help to fix it's just not available. You've got to find your own way. So that's where I'm going to end it, but there is a much worse part to my NHS treatment story, which draws comparisons with the post office scandal. But I will save that for another time. Maybe I'll get better and just forget all about it. Google tells us that Care Opinion was formerly called Patient Opinion. That confused me a bit because I thought it was Patient Opinion, so it was at one point, now it's changed. It's a non-profit organisation founded by Dr. Paul Hodgkin in 2005, which offers patients an opportunity to offer feedback about their experience of health and social care. It's based in Sheffield. Now, I did previously manage to get a response from Care Opinion when I tried it a few years back, when it was, I believe it was Patient Opinion. Now, when you search for Care Opinion, lots of these search results come up from hospitals. So hospitals are now, the NHS Lothian, NHS Forth Valley, NHS Lancashire, Ayrshire and Arran, they all seem to be embracing it, which makes it feel less independent to what it used to be. I'll let you know. Anyway, if you've had anything similar, if you're going through something like this just now, add a note in the comments. Let me know. Let me know how you get on. And I'll let you guys know how I get on with this as well in a later post. So until then, best of luck everyone. Catch you in the next video.